Everybody's talking about backtesting. I used to be backtesting purist, I get it, but nobody's talking about live testing. And I'm not saying backtesting isn't useful, because it is. It helps you understand what a setup looks like. It shows you whether a strategy has logic or not, and it really does help you build familiarity with the structure of your strategy and the markets. But here's the main issue. Backtesting isn't trading. It's analysis without pressure. You know what's happening next. You can scroll through the candles, take your time, and never feel any real consequence for getting it wrong. So this is where backtesting builds recognition, but live forward testing builds actual behavior. And when you start trading in real time, even on demo or small size, I don't like demo, I usually like to go right into live money, everything changes. You feel hesitation because you can't fast forward. You second guess seemingly perfect setups. You manage the trade differently based on whether you're up or down that day. But that isn't necessarily a flaw, because this is what trading actually feels like. You're not just following rules anymore, because you're now managing yourself on top of those rules. But here's where most people miss the mark when it comes to forward testing. Simply testing forward, live forward testing, isn't enough either. Because when you're live testing, when you're forward testing, you're still the one making the decisions. So if you misread a setup or skip a rule or do something you shouldn't be doing, and you don't know that you just made a mistake, you will probably just keep repeating it. And you'll build a habit, you'll build a behavior, but it won't be the right one, because you can't correct what you don't see. And this is why feedback from somebody who knows what they're doing matters more than anything else. And when someone more experienced can review your trades, they can catch what you missed. An early entry you thought was valid, a rule you're skipping without realizing, or confirmation you keep misinterpreting. And that correction is what stops you from spending 6 months reinforcing the wrong things. So backtesting shows you what should happen. Live testing shows you what you, as a trader, are actually going to do with that. But correction shows you how to fix those gaps. And that is the full process. So if all you're doing is backtesting, you're learning patterns. Okay, you're building recognition, that's fine. But if all you're doing is live testing, you're also building habits, but possibly the wrong ones. However, if you combine all three, backtesting, live testing, and external correction, you're building execution. And that's what turns a strategy into something you can actually trust, not just on paper, but under the pressure of the real markets in real time. And that, my friends, is how traders are